Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest.
It's your boy High Five Vega back again, and this time we're here to test, review, and listen to the Kenwood Performance Series, and this thing is heavy, PS200T. This is a mighty big amp for 200 watts. And if you guys don't know about these, they're pretty serious amps, and they were some of the best ones that Kenwood made back in the day, in my opinion. The Performance Series is kind of legendary around these parts anyways. I don't know what experience you guys had with them. So let's get this thing hooked up. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it sounds like. All that good stuff. Let's just get straight into it. Let's go over some of the features. This is a very simple amp. Battery, ground, speaker outputs. You can do tri-mode. You got right and left on it. Two 20-amp fuses. Let's turn it around to the other side. And here you can see you have a remote turn on, and also this can be used for a controller that was available for this. Kind of hard to find. It has balanced inputs. It has a line in. It has a line out. Very useful. You can switch right here. It has the infrasonic filter, subsonic filter, high pass, low pass, and bypass. You can run it stereo, mono, or tri-mode. And then of course it's got the input sensitivity, the high pass and low pass frequency. And that's pretty much it. The power light is right here. I think it's very cool. The red little Kenwood triangle. So let's see how big this 200 watt amp actually is. If you include the terminals, it's 11 3/4 of an inch wide. If you include the mounting feet, we are right at 12 inches long, and it's about 2 1/4 inches deep. Now let's get this baby all wired up. We'll hook the DD-1 up, we'll set our gains, and then we'll be ready to test for power. We're going to start off with the 8 ohms mono test. This simulates 4 ohm stereo. We are using a 1 kilohertz track. It is rated 50 watts by 2, so we're looking for around 100 watts. Wow, we got 177 watts, 14.4 volts, pulled 23 amps, making it around 53% efficient. That's almost 90 watts per channel at 4 ohm stereo. We're on to the 4 ohms mono test. We are rated 200 watts by 1. We are using the same 1 kilohertz track. Let's see what kind of numbers we get at 4 ohms mono. Alright, we got 267 watts at 14.4 volts, pulled 45.3 amps, making it 40% efficient. Now it's time to see what this thing looks like on the inside. So in this particular design, you cannot see the top of the board unless you basically pull the whole amp out of the chassis, and it's a big to-do. So I'm just going to kind of show you what we can see. It's actually a really cool design, and pun intended on cool, because this amp does stay very cool. We're looking at the top of the main board. You can see the secondary board that has all the gain pots, the power inputs, and all that. And if you peep real close, you can see the MOSFETs right here on the side. This is a cool design, and I did not know that this amp was actually laid out like this. So yeah, it's neat to be seeing it now. We're going to do the listening portion of the review here. The Kenwood PS is hooked up to the Sony's, as always. 8-ohm stereo, around 25 watts, which is plenty to get these speakers going. You're going to hear the air conditioner in the background because it's like 9 million degrees in the south right now, so I hope you guys can forgive me for that. But let's get to it, let's hear it, let's see what you think about this amp. Okay, now I've just got the amp hooked up to the Savard 6.5 down here. I wanted to run this in tri-mode, but I do not have a low-pass passive crossover available. I need to look into that because some of these older amps, I'd like to run them in tri-mode just so you guys could get that little bit of nostalgia and, you know, see what they sound like in tri-mode. But it didn't happen today, so I've got the Savard High-Q 6.5 down here, and yeah, we're gonna see what it does. I've been beating on this Kenwood for nearly an hour now, playing test tones, doing the amp dyno, just listening to music, and this thing is ice cold. Let's put the thermometer on it and see where we're at. I can feel to my hand that this thing is just, it's cold to the touch. .84. Yeah, so this is like basically 10 degrees above room temperature. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. So let's wrap this up. What did I think about this Kenwood PS200T? I think it's an awesome amp. I knew these were awesome back in the day. They were always performers. I knew that they were beasts. This thing beat its ratings by, you know, a nice little margin. And yeah, this thing sounds really, really nice. Fantastic amp. Love this little thing. You know, it beat the crap out of the little High-Q 6.5. And I already know from experience that thing can really take some power. So this thing's great. I mean, it's a very cool old school amp. Unfortunately, a lot of these get absolutely trashed. People don't take care of them. They see the name Kenwood, just like they do Pioneer or another brand back in the day, Sony even, and say, oh, this was the cheap stuff. It doesn't matter. I'm going to make it bump, and I don't care. I'm going to throw all my crap on top of it. But this one is a survivor, and as you can see here, let's get a close-up of it. It's in really good shape. It's got a few nicks, but yeah, I like this amp. It done everything I asked it to. It sounded good doing it. It ran cool. We couldn't get inside the guts like I wanted to because of the design, but it turns out that design keeps this amp ice cold. I mean, I've really put this thing through the ringer, so if you guys get a chance to pick up a Kenwood PS amp, the bigger one, the 300T, or even the 400M, which I believe is the monoblock, do it. You will not regret it. It's a fantastic old school amp, and these things are almost bulletproof. So it's done. The review, the dyno, everything, the listening test. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you want to help a brother out, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, click the little bell, do all those things. Comment, tell me what you think about this amp. If you had any cool memories of these old PS amps, the Performance series. So I will catch you guys on the next video. Shout out to all my Patreon supporters, but I want to give a special shout out to the $6 or more members: 2001 Monolithic, The Third Era, G Nava, Joaquin Juarez, Paul Smith, Byron Chambliss, The Cardio Guy, Jason Zemer, Travis McClendon, Brandon Hanna, William Berg, Boxboy Audio Sound Solutions, and Jesus Tires. For as little as $2 a month, you can join the team and get exclusive Patreon-only content not available on YouTube. So if you want to help your boy out, check me out at patreon.com/HiFiVega.
The sentimental mood. I can see the stars come through my room, and your loving attitude